Shabbat Shalom. Good evening, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
And welcome all of you here tonight at Temple Beth, and also to those tuned in from home, from wherever you're joining us. Bruchim habayim, welcome as well. It is wonderful to see such a big crowd here tonight as we are celebrating our Teacher Appreciation Shabbat. We're going to be honoring our teachers and educators from this year. Can't hard believe that the school year is already coming to an end, and this temple year is winding down as well. So I'm really glad to see many of you here tonight to celebrate this special occasion. And Kenta is going to lead us in a special song. Haven't done in a while, so I want to say a few more words on that.
Sure. So we've done this song in religious school. It's one of our students' favorites. So I see some students out there, so sing loudly. The easy part is the na-na-na part at the beginning, so I'm not going to practice that part. But the second part is a little hard because there are a lot of words. It's in your OOW, so you can look right there on the top of the page, and you'll see it. And it's the Hebrew words. The first part, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, that's pretty easy. Then, Shenatan lanu, hizdamnut, litakein et ha'olam. So, say it after me. Shenatan lanu, hizdamnut, litakein, et ha'olam. Perfect, okay? But it's going to go fast, but you'll get it, because we'll do it a couple times. It goes like this. Na 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 na. Oh na 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 na. Na 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 na. Okay, try it yourselves. Go. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Oh na 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 na. Now we're going to put words to that. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam. Now here's the hard part. Shenatan lanu hizdamnut litakein et ha'olam. Shenatan lanu hizdamnut litakein et ha'olam. Shenatan lanu hizdamnut litakein et ha'olam. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Oh na 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 na. Na 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 na.
All right. And as we start off our Shabbat service, we're about to light the candles. And for that honor, I'd like to invite up Tova, Maziel, and the family to the front. And we're on pages 2 and 3 of our Siddur, if you want to follow along with the blessings. All righty, guys. It's a group effort, you know. There you go.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
All right. All right. Go. There you go.
And come back over here. How about this? You doing it?
Yeah.
I'll help you, okay?
Baruch, Atah, Adonai, Eloheinu, Melech, Ha'olam, Asher, Kiddushanu, B'mitzvotav, V'tzivanu, L'hadlik, Ner, Shel, Shabbat.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen. Yasha Koach.
Shabbat
Thank you,
shalom.
guys.
Good job.
Nice.
Shabbat shalom. Can I have an elbow? Awesome. Elbow. Awesome.
This we turn to page 10 for Maya Fehayom. How good and pleasant what wonderful a day it is. A Shabbat of peace. Shabbat Shalom. Let's join together.
Maya Fehayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fehayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fehayom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fehayom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Continue on page 14 with Ozarur. It's on the very bottom of the page. Light is sown for the righteous, radiance for the upright.
And this is a Hasidic melody. It goes nice and fast. Ozarua la tzadik, o yishrei lev simcha. Ozarua la tzadik, o yishrei lev simcha. Ozarua la tzadik, o yishrei lev simcha. O yishrei lev simcha. Ozarua la tzadik, o yishrei lev simcha. O yishrei lev simcha. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la. Ozarua la tzadik, o yishrei lev simcha. Ozarua la tzadik, o yishrei lev simcha. Ozarua la tzadik, o yishrei lev simcha. O yishrei lev simcha. Ozarua la tzadik, o yishrei lev simcha. O yishrei lev simcha. Ya la 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 la.
In order to welcome the Shabbat bride, on page 20, we're going to be joining together in Lechadodi, And we're going to be doing stanzas 1, 2, 5, and the very last one. And for the last one, we're going to be rising, facing the door. And for those folks at home, wherever the Shabbat Queen might enter your place.
We join in this Sephardic melody of the Jews of Spain. Ooh, boy, is that loud. Maybe I'll turn that down a little here. Maybe here.
Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Yishmi'anu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shem u'tiferet ve'litehila Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Ki mekor habracha Verosh mikedem mishucha Sof matzeh b'machshava tehila Lecha dodi likrat kala You can clap b'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela Hit'oreri, hit'oreri, ki va'orech komi ori Ori, ori, shir daberi Kevod Adonai alayich nigla Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela We rise Boi v'shalom ateret balav Gam b'simcha o b'tohola Toch emunei am segula Boi chala Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela
Ole. Please have a seat. We have some more guests to invite to our Shabbat fiesta. So we turn into page 24 for Shalom Aleichem as we welcome in the Shabbat angels as well.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzguni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech, Malachei המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Here on page 26 for the Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
יעמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו
Amen.
יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי דקודשם בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירת בעמה ואמרו
Amen. About to rise for the Baruch Hu, our call to worship, which is on page 28. Folks at home, please do the same, facing east from your location.
Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai yai lai lai. Oh yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam vaed. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Oh yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai.
For the Ma'ariv Aravim, thanking God who makes the evening fall, we're on page 30 and 31. We're actually going to be doing a creative take on this one. We're going to be rolling into dark tonight, and Cantor will be leading us. Yes.
Roll in the dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom balayla, bolelo mipnei choshech, bolelo mipnei choshech, choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. One more time. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Baruch atah Adonai,
page 32, we join together in Ahavat Olam, thanking God for the gift of Torah.
ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגלה יומם ולילה, נגלה יומם ולילה. תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Please have a seat. On page 36, and we join together in the chanting of the Ve'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha u'b'lechtecha b'derech u'b'shochbecha u'b'kumecha וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין ידיך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
On page 41, and then we're going to be joining Micha Mocha on page 40. Let's read together in the English on the left. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, a soldier's home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Elim Adonai, mi kamoch nehetav hakodesh, norat tehilot oseh pelem, norat tehilot oseh pelem. Malechut teharahu baneha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam, zelianu ve'amru, zelianu ve'amru. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Try it on the yalalais. Yalai, 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 ונאמר כי פד אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני
ברוך שמו
גאל ישראל.
First, giving our prayer, asking God that we might lie down in peace and rise up to life again. We are turning to page 42 and read together in the English. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. God, our going and coming to life and to peace evermore.
אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל. ירושלים ועל כל עמו, ועל ירושלים שלום. ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום. שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל. שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל.
Celebrate the gift of Shabbat that we've been given. We turn to page 44. Join together on the top in Vishamru.
Okay, so some of you have done really well in clapping, and others of you need to join in, especially on Vishamru. So join with us. Here we go.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
With that, we're getting ready for the Amidah, which means the standing prayer in Hebrew. This begins on page 46. If you want to please rise as you're able for that. Same for folks at home facing east from your location.
Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tiftach. Na 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 Ofi Agid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tiftach. Na 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 Ofi Agid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tiftach. Na 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 Ofi Agid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tiftach. Na 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 Ofi Agid Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chazdei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'leihem, Leman Shemo Be'avav, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Abraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechayeh Hakol Ata Rav Lehoshia, Shmarim Atal, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Gevurot, Umidom Elach, Melech Medit, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Ata Le'achayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Ata Kadosh v'shimcha Kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom yahallelu chasela. Baruch Atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please have a seat. We are on page 55 on the top and read together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Continue on page 57, the middle, join together in English as well. Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands. You are our God, whom alone we serve and reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levadecha b'yirah na'avot. Page 58, for Mudim, our prayer of thanksgiving on this special Shabbat that we are thanking and appreciating our teachers. Take a moment and think about what was one teacher that really made a change and impact on your life. And if you want to share a little bit what that person, who that person was and or is, and what impact they have been made. If you want to share, we're going to go around in a little moment. Folks at home, feel free to share this as well. Maybe to kick us off, Cantor,
So I would say the teacher of the many teachers I've enjoyed having teach me is Marcia Baldwin is her name, and she was a opera singer at the Metropolitan Opera, and she was my teacher in undergraduate school. And I was coming out in undergraduate school as a gay man, and I remember one specific rehearsal where I was starting to break down and lose it, and she said, "Okay, Michael," who was the accompanist, "you can go." And she sat me down on her couch and she said, "Okay, honey, what's going on?" And I will never forget that. that day. I mean, when you have teachers who are not only incredible teachers of, voice, but also human beings and people that really take the time with you, that's the kind of teacher that I so respect and that we have out here tonight. So, what about you, Rabbi?
It's really tough, especially like with becoming a rabbi. You've been learning and studying with so many wonderful people for so many years. One awesome teacher of mine that I'm very grateful for is Martin Cohen. He's a rabbi and professor at Hebrew Union College in New York City. He's a professor of Jewish history. I took all the classes he had. He's one of the smartest people I know, very insightful, and also very much mensch. And he's been a friend and supporter of mine for many years, and I'm very grateful for that. So, thinking of him in particular. Anybody else who wants to share some of the teachers? Oh, many hands, yes. Speak up loudly. I just want to make sure that I understand and also try to recap a little bit.
I had a mathematics teacher, algebra teacher that started in middle school and went through high school, Dr. Myrna Kurtz. She also happened to be Jewish and a really awesome teacher. She would bring in dreidels to teach us math during Hanukkah and whatnot. And then she was actually pivotal in my conversion many, many years later. And she also taught a class we called it I Got Problems, where the kids that would get expelled from other stuff would go to her class. And I was one of those kids for many years. And she never lost patience or faith in me.
You'll be hearing about a mathematics teacher of middle school, very grateful for. Also a Jewish teacher who was very open, had a very big heart for students. Brought in dreidels for Hanukkah to teach math, also an approach. And also had an ear for their students. Thanks for sharing. Somebody else. Yes, please. Ooh.
Hi. My high school biology teacher, Mrs. Barbara Newman, who encouraged me to become a scientist, which I did, and really pushed me to do all these summer programs and all these extra things that I would never have heard about if she hadn't introduced me to them.
Wonderful. Oh. Now we actually have a mic that goes around and stuff, so everybody should hear this well, even at home. Some more folks for that on the back.
All right. I had a teacher in high school. His name is Mr. Pat Sajak, if you will. And yeah, it was very funny throughout all of high school, but he was my business law teacher. At the time, if you can believe it, I was kind of timid and a little bit shy, but he opened the world of business and business law to me, and it really fueled my hunger to want to learn more about business, and it led to me going to college and completing my degree, and I'll be eternally grateful to him. May his memory be for a blessing.
Wonderful.
I think there was someone down front.
Yeah, some more folks, just sure. Thanks.
My exceptional teacher was in grade school, and she was a Catholic nun, Schwester Alamuna, and she was very courageous. She was outstanding. I think she did a lot of things to break the rules of her order, but she loved kids. She took us after now. She went sledding with us, and the best thing was she gave me colored crayons, because after the war, when I was in elementary school, nobody had paper and nobody had colored crayons.
Wow.
It was not available. So she let me work two sides of the blackboard while the other class session was going on. There were classes, 50 people in one, and then the second part of the day, the other 50. And I was always back there in the blackboard putting on fairy tales in all colors and all crayons that she had. And from then on, I loved art.
Wonderful. Make sure we'll be hearing from so many wonderful teachers also here. This was the second nun that we mentioned here today. So learning happens from no matter where we go, and we can always pick something up from everybody who's willing to teach us. Thanks for sharing this.
I think a very influential teacher for me was my violin teacher. Started in 4th grade through my senior year in high school. Like a second father, just big arms to hold us and teach us and carry us through all kinds of things.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Anybody else on this side? So I think we've been jumping around a bit. Anybody else who wants to share about it? Oh. Our president is getting his steps in for the day. Yeah.
So my most influential teacher was not actually a teacher. Her name was Mary Milestone, and she was the secretary at my school that I attended for probably, it was a K through 12 school. I think I was there almost every year. And the thing that she taught me was that she, every single day, looked me right in my eyes and say, "Hi, Nina." And that was the best lesson I ever learned.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes.
I had a chemistry teacher in high school, and I grew up in Bremerton. And in 11th grade, one day he invited me to come to sailing club, which was in Tacoma here. And every 2 weeks, he would take a big handful of us kids and drive us down to Tacoma. And I was there for 2 years. And it really just introduced me to something that I loved and that became a big part of my life. So I was always thankful to him.
Wonderful.
His name was Bob Koo.
Thank you. So many teachers.
Anybody else who wants to? Oh, up in the front, yeah.
Our accompanist, Debbie Japp.
A teacher I learned a lot from was Lori Gold, and he was the painting teacher at PLU when I went there. And he took time for all of his students. And for him, painting and art wasn't just about creating, it was about getting in touch with that spiritual part of yourself. And it just opened my life up.
She's also an artist, by the way. Thanks.
And he's also Jewish.
Thank you.
Oh, we have one more over here. Anybody remember the AOL when they're picking up the mail? It's like the little running errand, you know, these days.
I'd have to say that my most influential teacher in high school was my math teacher. I accidentally got skipped a couple grades up in math, and I was in like algebra 3-4 instead of algebra 1-2, and then all of a sudden my teacher, all of a sudden he was giving all these all these secrets on how to do things really easily, and I caught on to it really well, and I ended up graduating with like college credits when I graduated high school.
Nice.
So it was really, really helpful, and so that was really nice.
Good for you, wonderful. Somebody else? Oh, Leslie, please. Oh,
We'll have Leslie as the last.
yes.
So I took symbolic logic towards the end of my undergraduate career, and it was Dr. Anderson, and he was phenomenal. He came from the philosophy side, and I was coming from the mathematical side, and it was actually quite beautiful to be writing essays about mathematical problems. And I have to say that that changed my life, and it made me look at things in a very new way. And mathematics, I grew up with a father with a doctorate in math, so I've always been inundated with it. And it was one of the most magical classes, and I highly recommend it if you ever get the chance to study symbolic logic. You should.
I'm going to go look it up after Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Shalom.
Students, my favorite teachers have been my students because they always have insight and see things in a whole new way that I never thought of before, and have opened my mind to wonders, and as a math teacher, new ways to see math that I never thought about. So my students have been my best teachers.
Thank
Wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. And oh,
last one.
I think about a lot of teachers, but I guess the first one was Mrs. Simonis, who taught in my little country grades, grades 1 through 8. And she took,
maybe a bit closer to the, but I think we hear you right as well.
she took all of us on a bus, a good, I don't know, 25, 30 miles into Portland. It's from on a bus into Portland, I don't know, 30 miles away, and took us to a rehearsal of the symphony. It was the first time I had ever heard live music, and it bloody changed my life.
Wonderful. That's great. Getting to expose to music. That's wonderful. Thanks everybody for sharing. Corey can tell there's so many teachers out there who leave an impact on our lives, and we learn as long as we keep our minds open to learn from wherever the opportunity comes. This is a wonderful part. We had teachers, we had students, people of all different religions and backgrounds. So wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And on the bottom of the page 58, we close with the Chatima, the sealing line, thanking God for all these teachers that we've been given together. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. And for Shalom Rav, our prayer for peace, join on page 60 in our books.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Alecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Alecha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Aron lecho hashalom. Shalom, Shalom Rav Yisrael Alecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Alecha Tasim Leolam. V'tov me'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'choleinu b'chol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Alecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Alecha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Take a moment of silence now for the prayers of our heart. If you'd like, use page 62, 63 for some inspiration. But other than that, just take a moment for yourself, and we come back in about a minute or so.
At the bottom of page 62.
Oseh Shalom Bimroma. Oseh Shalom yaseh, hu yaseh shalom, hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh shalom, hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom, Bibroma. Oh, say shalom. Oh yaseh shalom, oh yaseh shalom aleinu.
And as I mentioned at the beginning, this is our Teacher Appreciation Shabbat. So we want to have this moment to also honor our very own teachers here at Temple Beth. And for that, I would like to invite up our Director of Education, Leslie Bright, to come to the front as we are having our presentations and recognition of our teachers.
Well, I guess that looks like a lot. Shabbat shalom, everybody. It's
Shabbat shalom.
I was told that the presentation I did last year with kids' works and teachers' comments and slides and things was too long for a Friday night service. So I am going to do my best to honor our exceptional educators while keeping it brief. And those of you who know me, I'm sure you're chuckling at the moment when I say that. But Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
I am incredibly honored to be here in person. It is so nice to be together and pray together. I'm going off script, but this is actually heartfelt and wonderful. I love being here in person to celebrate Shabbat. And also tonight, one of my favorite kind of people, and that's teachers. We have several kinds of teachers here at Temple Beth, all part of our Kahila Kedosha, our holy community, all to be honored. Of the kinds of teachers we have, the first kind is those who believe in the very Jewish idea of lifelong learning. We have exceptional adult educators here at Temple Beth, and so I want to call them out by name, and if you happen to be here, would you please stand? And I understand many of us aren't, but first, Cantor Jeffrey Fine, Jeff Friedman, Deb Friedman, Joel Henkin, Rabbi Bruce Cadden, Herb Levine, Susan Mengel, Rabbi Sarah Newmark, Aaron Peterson, Rabbi Stephan Peavy, Julia Walsh, and some reason I have Rabbi Bruce Cadden twice. I think it's because he has been my teacher here for 20 years, and I have a very fond place in my heart for him. The second kind, thank you all, and actually to our amazing adult educators, kudos. The second kind of very important teacher we have here at Temple Bethel are our religious school and our Hebrew school teachers. These individuals breathe life into our ancient and modern Jewish wisdom, values, and ethics. They have planned, and on a moment's notice have had to change plans, thank you, COVID. They have replanned lessons, they have pivoted, they have been amazing. Each one of them, and I have come to know them well, truly love Judaism, they love children, and they know that for Judaism to survive, it must be taught to our children, just as we are commanded in the Ve'ahavta. We must teach our children. For their heart, their dedication, and their devotion to our children, We are here tonight to recognize and honor them. As I call each teacher's name, and again, I understand we are not all here tonight, I will ask them to stand, and for those of you that are watching from home, and I know some of my teachers are watching from home, if they would please click onto Zoom so people who are watching can see them as well. On our Sunday morning teachers, teaching our kindergarten and first graders is Abby Madeline. And actually, Abby, you're here, and I'm going to ask you to come up and please, you're here. I have for you a rose, and Maze has a flower, and I also, a certificate of appreciation, and I also, Abby also teaches our third and fourth graders. Last year, she was our Slotnick Award recipient. Abby has been with us for many years as an exceptional teacher, so that I don't have to do this later. By the way, I do personal gifts. I don't give everybody a gift card because I know you, and I have come to love you. So I don't know if you'll hug me because of COVID, but thanks. Our second grade teacher, thank you. Our second grade teacher actually doesn't live here in Tacoma anymore. He was born and raised here, and that's Stuart Bright. Stuart, if you're there, I hope you clicked on. Abby, as I said, is also our third, fourth grade teacher. Madeline Pimentel-Diaz, would you please stand up and come forward? And these are in alphabetical order. Maddie is our fifth, sixth grade teacher. This is her first year teaching with us, and she is energy and teacher exemplar. Amazing. So, one, a certificate. Two, a flower from Maze. Three from the bottom of my heart. And which one is, I think, Leo to Leo.
Hey, Leo season. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Our seventh grade and higher teachers are Steph Farber and Greg Kleiner, and they were born and raised here. They were bar mitzvahed here. They were confirmed here, and they keep on going. They're amazing, and I don't know what I'd do without them, but I love sitting in their class, and if any of you, hello, one of my hopes and dreams was to open up their class to everyone because it's education. Anyway, so those are our Sunday morning teachers. Oh, wait, and there actually is someone in the audience I also want to recognize. Stacy Lappin, would you please come down? Now, Stacy was our preschool teacher for years and years and started this amazing program. I don't have a certificate for you, but because of COVID and because of all the crazy changes, with all of my heart, I want to recognize what you have done for our program, for our children, for our community, and for me, professionally.
Thank you.
So that was a surprise. So, okay, that takes care of Sunday mornings. Wednesday, Hebrew. There are many scholars who believe that it is that our Jewish children understand and know Hebrew that has kept Judaism alive throughout the millennia, no matter where we are on this planet. And I fully, as a parent, understand how challenging it can be to get here on Wednesdays after school with all the other stuff kids are doing. So I will say that in our community, or actually this year, I am really proud to say that this past year we tried something new to meet the changing needs of our community. And this year we offered 4 separate Hebrew classes on different times on Wednesday evening to try and accommodate the schedules of our parents, and it worked. It was amazing. We ran our program with a class that ran from 3:30 to 4:30. It was our beginners. Another group went from 4:30 to 5, and then the second group went from 4:30 to 5:30. And then we had a third group, our intermediate students, that went from 5:30 to 6:30. And at the same time, Aaron Peterson was teaching his group of advanced and pre-bar mitzvah Hebrew teachers, and it worked. This year, our beginning and intermediate Hebrew teacher was Macy Hans. Aaron continued as our higher students and Bar Mitzvah Hebrew teachers. And Aaron, would you please, I actually have for you, I don't know if you're into flowers, but I have a rose. Whoops. And somewhere in this vase, where'd it go? I know I have one for you. Da-da-da, Aaron. And you have a, thank you. I don't know if you do hugs. Oh, wait, and one of these is for you as well. So you guys will get a thank you card, and this is from a parent. Toda rabah.
Toda rabah.
I think this is my third kind of teacher, are our madri. And this year, we were really blessed to have a young man who actually I have known and watched him since he was an infant, who last year was bar mitzvahed, and this year he really wanted to join us and to help with our Wednesday afternoon Hebrew classes. Sam, would you come down, please? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sam Lappin, and Sam, want a flower?
Sure.
I have actually a certificate. Thank you so much. This is what I hope is a more 8th grade appropriate gift. A flower, and actually the rose is from me because it's springtime and you're amazing. Thank you so much. Can I have you? There's a fourth kind of teacher here at Temple Bethel, our unsung heroes. These are the people that volunteer. These are the people that aren't classroom teachers, but that whenever there is programming or a special event, they understand and deeply believe in Judaism and in the importance of quality education and of having programming for our children. Our unsung heroes, without them stepping up to assist, especially these past couple of years with COVID and the craziness of can we be here or not, these individuals who are gifts to our community actually helped this past year. We had 7 in-person programs approximately once a month that could not have happened without them. And so I wish to recognize Barbara Aqua. Would you please come down? Brian Bright, would you please come down? Can't say no. Come in. Jacob Elstein, Lonnie Turry, Vladimir Jakobsen, and I don't know why I didn't spell check right Jacob twice, but these 2 individuals we couldn't have done any of our program because they stepped up. Stuart, the 2nd grade teachers in Washington, D.C., Brian stepped up when we had something in person. Barbara is an art teacher extraordinaire and born and raised here, etc. I don't know what I would have done without either one of you. You are a gift and a blessing to this congregation and to me.
Whoa, did I just give twin something?
All right, so to our amazing educators, a round of applause. Because we couldn't do it, Judaism wouldn't be here without teachers. And I promise to keep this short, but there's one more important thing that has to happen tonight. So, I think I gave all my gifts. I'll get Barbara later. So, the other thing that has to happen is, before I was here, there was an amazing educator, Hilda M. Slotnick, who, from what I understand, was teacher par excellence, and has passed down in honor of, in appreciation of excellence in education, we actually name a teacher every year. There's a famous quote by a guy named Hillel that you may have heard of. It says, "If I am not for myself, who will be for me? And if I am only for myself, what am I? And if not now, when?" Now, this quote really resonates with me personally. It is soul-searching, it's complex, and it immediately came to mind when I thought about what am I going to do this year? You need to know, of our 8 children's educators, 3 of them grew up were bar mitzvahed, confirmed, and have taught here on and off since they were teens. Now, if you remember the name Greg and Steph, they're both at least a decade older than me. That's a long time. 6 of our 8 children's teachers have taught here at least 5 years, one of them not consecutively. 6 out of 8 of our teachers believe so deeply in the importance of Jewish education and teaching our children that they're volunteers. They actually refuse to be paid, they wouldn't talk to me about being put on the payroll. It's that heart, that value, that belief in education. This is what sets us apart. This is what sets Temple Beth El apart. And this is what is so special about the faculty that we have growing here. Our teachers who were not raised in our Temple Beth El community, in our family, they weren't raised here, but they also deeply believe in the importance of Jewish education, and they keep returning. All 8 of our faculty have been willing to pivot on a dime to teach in person. Oops, wait, not yet, we have to close again. They have learned the changing rules, the protocols, vaccinations, masks, daily infection rates, reports by the CDC, the Pierce County Department of Health, et cetera, et cetera. But they keep coming, they haven't quit. They've been willing to be flexible, to bend, and to be here for our children. All of our teachers have learned new curriculum, new teaching methodology, new medical and safety language, new expectations, new techniques. They give their heart and their soul to our children and to our community. I am so honored and proud to have worked with these people these past 4 years. To choose one person, by the way, we're on our 2nd plaque. To choose the person this year, I can't begin to explain, having just read to you about our faculty, how hard this choice was. Abby, upon learning that a teacher quit the week before school, was willing to take on another class, and she has been teaching 2 separate grade level classes every Sunday morning all year. I don't know how you do it. I bow to you. As I said before, Greg and Steph, they keep saying they're going to retire, but thankfully they keep coming back for more. Aaron, not only do you teach our children, but Aaron also teaches adult Hebrew, as well as running our tech stuff. And for another month, he continues as the Temple Beth El board president. I don't know where he gets his energy, but I bow to you. Maddie doesn't have children enrolled at our school at the moment, but she loves Temple Beth El. She is a bundle of energy. She loves Judaism. She wants everybody to love Judaism, to have a good time, to be able to participate. Oh my gosh, I think we're soul sisters in a whole lot of ways. Macy, our Hebrew school teacher. Macy is a full-time education student at UPS. She loves kids. She loves Judaism, she loves teaching, she loves Hebrew. She wants us to keep going and to survive. And she shares that joy and that love with her students. They love coming to her class. She has been flexible. I don't know what I would have done without her. How am I supposed to choose? I can't begin to tell you how hard this was. So, as I weighed everything, the person that I chose for this year, not only were they not originally part of this year's faculty, this person does not have children. This person was already teaching 2 Sunday school classes at their local Temple Beth El in Arlington, Virginia. This is the 2nd year when this person heard through the grapevine, not from me, that, oh my gosh, we had another teacher quit and we don't know how the year's gonna start. This person called and volunteered to take a class virtually from 3,000 miles away, 2 years in a row. This is the home community where this young man was born and raised, and I am guessing at this point some of you have guessed who this is, but I want you to know that today on the 12th of ER 5782, May 13th, 2022, for his dedication to Jewish education, not just here at his home community, but anywhere he lives on this planet. I am very proud to name Stuart Bright as this year's recipient of the Hilda M. Slotnick Excellence Award for Excellence in Jewish Education. So here is to Temple Beth. Here is to Stuart. Here is to the community I love, and may Jewish educators continue forever, because without you, we wouldn't be here. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Leslie. What a beautiful presentation. We're going to celebrate our teachers.
Wait, you actually can't, you need a rose.
Okay, thank you.
Rabbi, you need a rose.
I'll smell it later.
And Rabbi Cadden, I'm going to walk it down.
Okay.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Probably take my stuff.
Oh, this is my stuff.
Oh.
We're going to continue and celebrate our teachers on page 363. 363 with Kaddish de Rabbanan. Join with us. For our teachers and their students and the students of the students, we ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. And for those who study Torah here and everywhere, may they be blessed with all they need, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. And now, for a moment, Leslie, if you could come back up for a moment, if you would. Yes, yes. There are some words that people would like to share with you. Right there, perfect. I'm going to start with your dear friend, dear friend, Rabbi Cadden, who has some words for you.
So a few years ago, when the position of Director of Education came open, I knew that Leslie was a little frustrated with teaching, although had an incredible teaching career as a math teacher. And I also knew she had a great passion for Judaism. So mentioned the possibility, and things worked out, which really was for the benefit of this congregation and community. I'm also particularly happy that you had the opportunity these last couple of years to do the Executive Master's Program at Hebrew Union College, and just completed earlier this month to get your master's degree, because it allowed you to study, which you love doing, to study Judaism, to meet incredible other educators who are doing incredible things all over North America. I think at least one was from Canada, right? The only thing I didn't know is that when I retired a couple years ago, you'd follow me a couple years later. But I also know that you will continue to give and find where you can best serve the Jewish community and continue to grow as a teacher and as a student. So congratulations and thank you.
So Leslie, it is a bittersweet Teacher Appreciation Shabbat this year. And this is the last Teacher Appreciation Shabbat that our teacher of our teachers, religious education director, I always say director of education, and then I always have to rewrite it because the actual words are religious education director, will have helped to create. So I'm going to miss our sacred moments together. This year, along with all her duties, as the rabbi mentioned, she completed her master's. She actually went to New York and she actually experienced it in this giant synagogue. And we were talking yesterday and she just mentioned casually, oh, and I went to John's Pizza. And I went, John's Pizza, that's the best pizza in New York. And I was just so excited. Before COVID, she has brought new programming and ideas to students, including our welcoming group to start off Sundays, a Yom HaAtzmaut celebration full of song and dance and all things Israel, ways to invite families into services like during Sukkot and Pesach, and creating playtime get-togethers. She has weathered challenges of support, but has continued the continuity of our students' education through the times of COVID, where our religious school has fared, I have to say, far better than most synagogues, and the temple owes her a debt of thanks. So Mazel Tov. And Rabbi is going to join us for the...
First of all, it has been a pleasure. We only known each other during this last year, but it's been a joy and a pleasure to work with you. Our conversations, this woman has such a passion for learning and studying and love of students. So it is really amazing, and thank you really so much for all the heart and energy that you've been giving. It's been a really joy and pleasure to work with you here. And Cantor and I, we actually wanted to, on this special occasion, bless you with Birkat Kohanim, the priestly benediction. It's your journey forth. Everybody, if you want to please rise, you're about to open the ark on this very special occasion. Turn on.
Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yirchoneka.
May God shine God's face upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God reach out to you in tenderness and give you the biggest gift of all, the gift of shalom, peace.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated.
All right, for our announcements, I'd like to invite up our board member, David Wheeler.
Shabbat Shalom. It's great to see everybody here in person. It's really easy to be home and just turn on the TV and watch on Zoom, but I can't tell you how rewarding it is to be here in person with all of you tonight. It's getting to be the end of some things, but the beginning of some other things. Religious school ending on Sunday might be bittersweet for some, but on the other hand, there's an end of the year celebration at 11 o'clock. So I hope people will join us for that. Backing up a little bit to tomorrow, 9 o'clock Torah study on Zoom, 10 o'clock a.m. Shabbat service is also on Zoom until further notice. One thing of note that's a change from Shabbat Shalom is our Simcha Sunday session is going to be on Zoom and not in person. Maybe the most important thing here that's coming up for congregants is our annual congregational meeting on Tuesday the 17th, and I really hope to see everyone here, to be able to see people in person once again for this very important meeting. Looking forward to it, and I'm also looking forward to it finally becoming warm and sunny here, which will happen someday. This is I grew up here, this is one of the coldest Mays I've ever seen, but we are so blessed to have all the rain we do. People would kill for this other places. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. As we are currently in the period of the Omer, we also want to do the counting on this point before we move into our concluding prayers. We are on page 278. I want to join together in the middle of the page for the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat hayomer. Hayom shmona v'esrim yom shehem abba shavuot la'omer. Today is the 28th day that corresponds to 4 weeks of the Omer. We also take a moment to think of those who need of healing of body, mind, and soul. Is anybody from your thinking going to go around in a moment to think of, mention names? Those folks at home, feel free to share them in the chat if you would like. From our community, we're also thinking of Lynn Spellman, Jim Friedman, Beverly Wolfers, and also Michelle Basket, who had surgery just today, also wishing a speedy recovery. If there's anybody else, please feel free to add their names.
Thinking of those in the Ukraine.
For all them, we are turning to page 253 as we join together in the Mishe Berach, our plea to God for healing of body, mind, and soul.
Mishe Berach Avoteinu Mekor Abraham Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mekor Abraham Leimotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
And with that, we're about to rise for the Aleinu. It's on page 282, then 287. Please rise one more time as you're opening the ark.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please have a seat. Our thoughts next turn to those who are no longer with us. If there's anybody here who is in a period of Shiva or Shlashim, the first 7 or 30 days of mourning, please rise at this moment. Same goes for folks at home. In our community, we commemorate Joan Brasham, wife of Marty Brasham, and also, are there any other names that you would like to share? Oh. Folks at home, if you want to have any names to share, please put them in the chat. And to all of you, we extend the traditional words of consolation together. Hamakom yinachem etchem betoch she'ar avlei Zion v'Yerushalayim. May God console you with all who mourn in Zion and Jerusalem. Next, those who are observing a yahrzeit, the anniversary of the death of a loved one, please rise at this moment. From our community, we commemorate the following: Lucilla Aquar, Frederick Ashkenazi, Mo Birnbaum, Harry Brandt, Bill Bright, Emily Bookbinder, Bernard Cohn, Fred Cote, Angelo Diaz, Marion Fine, Mary Friedman, Elizabeth Goodman, Sue Green, Lena Greenberg, Catherine Hentover, Maurice Kaddish, Morris Kaltnick, Imi Kovsky, Carl Lackman, Luther Latham, George Levine, James G. McKee, Jacob Moonblood, Grace Paul, Abraham Perlman, Al Parrish, Alan Raymond, Roger Robinson, Nathan Robinson, Kim Rome, Barbara Rosenthal, Louise Sherdoff, Yeda Shapiro, Sandra Sinks, Lina Kosakov-Slotnick, Rima Volk, and Fiaf Wittenberg. If there's anybody else whose name was not mentioned yet, feel free to add. For them, we're about to recite the Mourner's Kaddish. It's on page 294. Everybody, let's rise together as a community as we recite these words together. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirotei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayichon u'v'yom echon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ah v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, Vitada, vitale, vitalal, shmei de kudusha, brichu, leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Bimru. Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Bimru. Amen. Zichronam Livracha, may their memory be a blessing. Please have a seat. I want to thank everybody who had a part in our service today. First of all, our teachers, Matrichim, religious school volunteers, and of course our Director of Education, Leslie. Debbie Jabb for accompanying us tonight. Our service supporters and help us here tonight. The Merciel family for lighting the candles earlier. Tech done by our president, Aaron Peterson, David Wheeler for announcements, and of course our security team, Chair Sean Bothell and Manny Espinoza, keeping watch outside. We are about to close for tonight before we move into for the Kiddush and Motzi. And for the night, we actually chose Tfilat HaDerech. It's on page 345. May we be blessed as we go on our way. The text says, at this juncture in the year and our lives, we also think particularly of Leslie as she moves on to a new chapter in her life as well, and wishing all the best on her way forward. Page 345, let's join together.
May we be blessed as we go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed with health and joy. May this be our blessing. Amen. This be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. Sheltered by the wings of peace, may we be kept in safety and in love. May grace and compassion find their way to every soul. May this be our blessing. Amen. Be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen.
Join together for the Kiddush and Motzi. We are turning to page 5 for those who want the text. And please rise.
If there are students, why don't you come down? Yes. Sam, come. Sully, excellent. Perfect timing.
Front and center.
Use that mic. Okay, use that microphone. Okay, yes, both of you ready?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher וקידשנו במצוותיו ורצבנו בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה וראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת אותנו גירשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה ורצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת
לחיים. Okay. Mostly. Oh.
Press it together.
Stay.
One more. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz te'avon.
Te'avon, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please wish each other a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. That's going to be Challah.